What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. I'm John.
I'm Mike.
And we are the DIY Topic Guys. On this channel, what we do is we take 3 topics, we go over for 3 minutes. That way you can get in, get the news, and get on with your day. Today's topics, we've got capital gains tax increases. We're talking about businesses that have been open for many years that are closing due to lack of staff. And foods that take time to perfect, because time is not always of the essence. If you're new here, thanks a lot for checking us out. Make sure you subscribe down below. Make sure you like, comment, all that stuff. Make sure you have your post notifications on. That way you don't miss out on anything we're talking about, which is really everything that's trending. If you guys want to know about some other new topics or anything like that, also leave that stuff in the comments. We'll be sure to get back to you, maybe make an episode about it. Who knows?
Alright, first topic we have for today is the capital gains tax increase. Thoughts on that?
Nothing like it basically being doubled. We're trying to be doubled. So I don't know where they could just get off with stuff like this in general. Like across the board, like legislature, like this kind of thing, and then they're like, we're just gonna change the game right now. Midway through the game, we're changing the rules.
So for anyone who doesn't understand the way taxes happen in capital gains versus ordinary income, capital gains are taxed at a standard 25%. So you could be making $1 billion a year in stocks, capital gains stocks, stuff like that, and you would only be taxed at a rate of 25%, as opposed to if you had a salary of $1 billion a year, your tax rate would be somewhere close to 40%, something like that. So really what they're doing is they want to tax that as ordinary income.
Yeah, so if you had an asset that was held longer than a year, you could evade that. But they're trying to get everything from everyone. It's a sneakier way of raising taxes across the board without regular people knowing about it. Because most people don't understand the difference, what you just explained, capital gains versus ordinary income. Most people don't know the difference.
Right, so Joe Robin Hood Biden tries to slip it under the eyes of the everyday person and just says that if you make under $400,000 a year, you will not be affected by this at all. Now, I tend to agree with a facet of this, but what I don't agree with is, so stocks have always been, people assume, for the rich. But if you're going to tax them at a higher rate, tax under $400,000 at a lower rate, or zero. Let me, Joe Schmo, get into capital gains so that I can maybe get to this point, so that I can trade stocks, do what I got to do, and not have that.
Yeah, it would be nice. I mean, really, if you really want to break it down, we should still have any tax. It's really regular income tax shouldn't be here. It was supposed to be for the war, and then
Which war, John?
The big war, the big one, folks. WWs. I've never been for it. It'd be one thing. Okay, look, it'd be one thing if like we get to see where like these taxes actually go. Like if at the end of the year or the end of the quarter, you got like a little list in the mail, and it was like, hey, just so you know, here's where you paid X amount in taxes. This is where such and such percent of that tax went to the roads in your town and to the school in your town or whatever. We don't get any of that shit. It's just thrown into like a general fund for the government, and they just do whatever the fuck they want with it.
All the taxes are going to John and Susie Q who don't want to work and get a stimulus check.
I mean,
That's where your taxes are going right now,
John. You're 100% right. You're right. They just don't give me a statement that shows me where.
So speaking of people who don't want to work, we have a standing trend these days of shops closing because they cannot have staff. So most recently there was a New Jersey deli that made headlines where they said that the owners were just fed up and they could not handle the staffing issues anymore. They couldn't run it. So they just closed their doors because no one wants to work.
Yeah, no one wants to work. I mean, why would you want to work when you could sit at home, get unemployment, and an extra $300? Yeah, of course. I mean, obviously.
If you're not doing that, get to work.
At the very least, if you're watching this and working, maybe same time, depending on your job. Why would you though? When you get so many of these people are making more money not working, so like it's honestly a no-brainer. They're setting it up to just have it be that way. Like they must have known, like if most of these people aren't making the amount that we're giving away, what incentivizes them to go back to work?
People were only making X amount a month or a week with unemployment. Then the government was like, you know what? We're going to give you more money because the economy shut down. So we're going to give you $600 a month right now, or a week.
A week. At one point, it was at a week.
So we're going to give you an extra $2,400 a week on top of the things that you're already making. So you were making roughly $10,000 a month for doing nothing.
Wait, so minimum wage right now is let's call it $7.25 in New Jersey, right, or whatever it is. Or let's call it $8. Let's just call it $8. It's more. That's more than it is, but let's call it $8, right? 8 times 40, right? So it's $320 a week. They were making 2 times more than they were making normally working 40 hours a week on top of the unemployment, which gave them like 40% of that $320.
Why go back to work?
Why would you work? And even now, even still, that 600's gone, but I think it was like 300 or 250 or whatever it is. Like
they re-upped it to 300. So you have your regular.
I'm making more. I'd get my percentage of unemployment, my like 40%. So let's call it $150 just to be fair. And then I get another 3. So I get again 2 times what I'm making in addition to my like 2 times what I would have made to work 40 hours for free, for nothing. Just to say I looked for jobs, I couldn't find any.
Couldn't find any.
Meanwhile, everywhere you look, incentive like work, new hire bonus, new hire bonus, new hire bonus, new hire bonus.
Yep. People do not want to work. It is insane that no one wants to go back to work.
Look, I get it. Like, it sucks out there, and like a lot of these jobs suck. Don't get me wrong. Nobody wants to do a lot of things for life, but that's not. You don't just get free. Socialism doesn't work, folks. It just doesn't work. Like the money has to come from somewhere. We can't just give everyone everything.
Yeah, it's a slippery slope that we are on. It's not the high-end jobs that are struggling. No. It is the
day-to-days.
The day-to-days that keep the economy going. Your florist shop, your delis, your bagel store, like all these things.
Yeah, your convenience store workers, the grocery store workers putting the shit on the shelves. These are the guys.
Yeah. So, foods that take time to perfect, John. Hit me with a couple from this list. So just so all of you guys know.
It's called prosciutto, not prosciutto.
There are certain foods that get better with time, age. So go ahead, hit me with a couple.
I mean, that should be like the only one we need to talk about. Now, so prosciutto to the layman, it's an Italian aged ham. It's phenomenal. It's a delicacy. It's like $25+ a pound. And during pandemic times, it's probably like $55 a pound. Kimchi. I don't know if you've read any kimchi before.
Not.
It's I believe it's Korean, and it is it's fermented cabbage and stuff. It's like spicy and hot. Apparently, it's like super good for your gut biome and stuff like that.
Is that like sauerkraut?
It's kind of like a sauerkraut, but it's like spicy, like hot and stuff.
So give me a couple time frames of how long these things need to be aged for.
So prosciutto is sometimes months. Kimchi is they could do like this is really with anything that gets aged or anything that gets aged in like vinegar and that you can do like a quick wash in it or whatever. But they say like roughly like 20 days, give or take. Pickles. It's a big one people don't think about a lot.
Pickling stuff. I've always wanted to pickle stuff.
Quick pickle. That's the word I was looking for. Quick pickling. It's like kind of the same kind of deal. Pickles they say is like a week long. I don't know if are you a kombucha guy?
I'm not.
Me either. It feels weird. Like when you look at it, like if you guys don't know what kombucha is, Google it because it's like fermented yeast shit and like it looks like something that's gone bad.
We'll put a picture right here.
Then you drink it. It's disgusting.
All right, so I'm gonna hit you with a couple. Sauerkraut, 2 to 4 weeks. Dry aged beef. I could talk about this forever. If you guys have not had a real steak at a steakhouse, go pay the money. It is worth it. It is expensive, but dry aged beef, 15 to 100 days. I've seen people even go more than that. Then you have salami, 4 to 12 weeks. Thank you, salami gods. Preserved lemon. I don't know what that is. Cheese.
Yeah.
I've had some aged cheese.
Me too, but some of that shit stinks. Get it?
1 month to 10 years. Can you imagine waiting 10 years?
You shouldn't eat anything that's been sitting for 10 years. Like, at all.
Unless it is some scotch.
Yeah, that's fair. That's bottled, though. It's not just, like, sitting
in a barrel.
Yeah, but, you know, like, cheese just sits on a tray, right?
You know soy sauce takes 5 to 8 months to make?
I did not know that at all.
Wow.
That's a long time.
This is a very long time. Sake. Sake takes 7 months to 3 years to make.
Well, it's a wine, so you gotta figure there's aging processes involved with that.
Brigitte, 9 months to 3 years. I just want to get a leg of that.
3 years. I'm trying to get 3-year age prosciutto.
Wine, hamon, or ham. Tabasco, whiskey, 3 to 50 years. I want a 50-year-old aged whiskey.
Yeah, me too. I don't have a house to pay for it.
Tea, I don't think I'd pay for tea.
Maybe.
And balsamic vinegar, 12 plus years.
Oh yeah, that's what I didn't think about. I've gotten aged balsamic before. It makes a big difference.
Yeah, crazy. So, that's going to do it for today's episode, guys. We are DIY Topic Guys, and we touched on today the capital gains potential tax increase going up to almost 40%. We hit on New Jersey delis closing and people in general not wanting to work, causing other types of closures, and also some of the greatest creations ever made, or dry age stuff and things that just take time to perfect in the food world. So if you guys are new, make sure you guys subscribe down below, comment, interact with us, like, turn on those post notifications, and also make sure that you guys are following us on all the socials. That way you guys can stay up to date on everything. We are DIY Topic Guys, your go-to place to be super smart and in the know, not be a nincompoop.